Today I want to talk about affirmations. Okay, you may or may not know what affirmation is. Affirmation is just simply any statement one makes. Okay, so the other day I was talking to my friend and she said when she gets up in the morning, she just sits on her bed and her mind is completely blank. And it takes a few minutes before her mind starts working. And I said, that's really, really good. You have this blank moment from a sleep to a waking state. Because my mind is not like that. When I wake up, the moment I wake up, maybe I just have a split second of blankness. Then the computer is completely switched on. My mind goes straight into all the things I have to do, I'm meant to do, I have to achieve that day. So I suddenly start thinking, okay, I've got to do this, I've got to write this, I've got to do this, talk to this, sort this out. So often, almost every morning, end up sitting in bed feeling overwhelmed, thinking, how am I going to do this? I can't do this. I have no energy. Please help. So that's like how my mind starts in the morning. So that's my default mode. So if you're like me, if your first thought in the morning is something like, oh, it's Monday again. Oh, it's raining. What a horrible day. I have to go to work. Or I have to make this phone call. I have to go to this meeting. If it's something like this, then no wonder you lie in bed thinking, feeling really anxious, feeling low, feeling overwhelmed. It's hardly a good start of the day. So often our mind is like this. Our mind, that's our default mode. And basically, we need to feed in we need to replace these negative affirmations, which is our default mode, most of us default mode, with positive affirmation, so positive thoughts. So basically, we cannot operate on our default. So there's an author called Louise Hay. She died a few years ago at the age of 88 or 90. So she is really a pioneering author in 1960s. And she wrote a book, powerful book called You Can Heal Your Life. And she's probably the first person who made a connection between the thoughts and your physical ailment. And she came up with, well, she's the person who made this idea of affirmation popular. So a lot of people started to learn what affirmation is. So some of the one of the most powerful affirmations she suggested is, I love and approve of myself. So this is so simple. I love and approve of myself. But if you can really expand that statement, so you can say something like, I love myself, therefore, I take loving care of my body, and my body lovingly responds to me with vibrant health and energy. I love myself, therefore, I behave in a loving way to all people, and I only attract loving people in my world because they are a mirror of who I am. I love myself, therefore, I provide myself with a job which I love and which brings in good income. So a few years ago, I moved home. So I split up with my partner and started living on my own. And lovely house, old cottage, but it needed some work done, some repairs, some things weren't as it should have been. And it was quite stressful. So every morning I had to say myself, actually had this on the wall and had to read it. I love myself. Therefore, I provide for myself a comfortable home, one that fills all my needs and is a pleasure to be in. So I kept saying to myself whenever I felt overwhelmed with the stress of all the house repairs and all the workmen come making phone calls, all the stressful things. So going back to Louise Hay, some of the lovely affirmations she suggested, which I like, is something like, I am loved and I am at peace. I welcome miracles into my life. Life supports me in every possible way. I always work with and for wonderful people. I love my job. I experience love wherever I go. And my favorite is this. I'm divinely protected and I'm divinely guided. Everything I need comes to me, and everything I need to know is revealed to me. So if you wake up in the morning and as soon as your mind starts working and start thinking about negative things, if you just quickly say these words, repeat to yourself, really mean it, and replace your negative thoughts with these positive affirmations, then don't you think your day would be slightly different? So some morning affirmations examples are like, today is an awesome day. I'm blessed with great health and I'm full of energy. Everyone I meet today is kind and helpful. So you can start your day with these positive affirmations, and perhaps you will create a different kind of day. You might be thinking, oh, that's too simplistic. It doesn't work. But all over the world, there are millions of people working with these affirmations. And there's no harm trying, even if you don't expect any material differences. If you feel better, then that's really, really positive. And you can come up with your own affirmations. Although there are lots of examples you can find online, you can come up with your own affirmations. But there are a few things you want to remember. So that must be in positive, present sentence. So it shouldn't be in the future tense. So if you say, my life will be abundant and prosperous, then it will always be in the future. If you say, I will be living in a wonderful home, then that will be future. Instead, you must say, my life is abundant. I'm a prosperous person. I live in a wonderful home. So as if it's already happening, as if that's actually your reality currently. And also, it shouldn't be too unbelievable or too specific. So for example, if you get credit card bill which has got, say, £10,000 today, then if you say to yourself, I'm a rich person, I'm prosperous, then it's just too untrue. It's so far away from where you are actually feeling, what you are actually feeling. So you should really soothe the edge, make it a little bit more believable. So if you say something like, life always takes care of me. Everything I need is provided. Universe is always on my side. If you say something like this, then it becomes a little bit more believable. It's not like I have £1 million in my bank account. Also, you don't want to be too specific. So, for example, say you have to pay a big bill by the end of this month, say £10,000 again. And if you say, I have £10,000 in my bank account by the end of this month, then that's too specific. and it's difficult to feel it. So if you say, universe is always taking care of me, universe is always looking after me, then that's more believable, that's more generous, more general, and that's a better affirmation. So it shouldn't be in the future tense, it should be present tense, and it shouldn't be too unbelievable, and it shouldn't be too specific. So these are very simple rules for affirmations. There are loads of examples you can find online, so you may want to search and have fun, and you may want to come up with your own. There's another author called Susan Jeffers. In 80s or 90s, she wrote a book called, this is a bestseller, probably you can still find it. It's called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. It's a great title. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And in that book, she said, you need to out-talk your negativity. So what affirmation is, what positive affirmation is this. You need to out-talk your negative default mode. And you need to put your mindset in positive. Okay, so if you find this interesting, you can read more in my blog. So you can go through this link, or if you go to my profile link, you can find the link for this blog article with the same title. Also, if you go to my website, you can find the blog. Okay, thank you very much.